Welcome back to another edition of the Burgundy Breakdown. This evening, we're going to talk about the dog days of the summer as we wait for training camp to arrive in about 1 month's time. We got a lot to talk about today and much more here on the Burgundy Breakdown, and it starts right now. What's up, fellas? What's up, fellas? We're back for another edition of the Burgundy Breakdown on Wednesday. If you haven't already done so, anybody who's in this live, please like, share, subscribe at all of our channels at Reedie and Zee, at Ballin In Burgundy podcast, and at Juan Gotti Talking Sports. Shout out to Juan for hitting 10K last week. What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
What's happening?
Man, feeling good. Was that the new music or that's still the old music?
That's still the old music.
That's still the old music.
It may be growing on me because I'm over here tuning to it as we was going.
Yeah, the old music was kind of lit. I'm trying to figure out why we wanted to change it. I mean,
all right.
Yeah.
I thought moved past this weeks ago.
Jonky want to do votes. Pick another one.
I gotta try something. New.
Something, Jonathan.
Go.
All right, we sticking what we got. Official.
So with training camp just a month out, what are you guys hearing about as far as the rumors for Washington Commanders? Because I believe I saw something on Twitter earlier today saying that we could be in the market for an edge rusher, like as we get closer to camp. What are you guys thinking about that? And what other, things do you guys think is going to happen before we get into our show today?
Yeah, man. So first things first, I hope everybody's staying cool because it's hot as hell outside. Make sure y'all stay hydrated, man, for real. But obviously, as you mentioned, these are the dog days of summer. This is probably what I would say the second worst time to be a football fan because what was that? Right after the Super Bowl, it's kind of trash. And then right here, this is probably the worst of it for real because it's just a long periodic time of nothing really to talk about. Especially hard for us content creators because we got to kind of just make up stuff. But for the Washington Commanders, we've got some slight news. As you mentioned, potential edge rusher addition. Apparently, we're going back to something that represents the old name in terms of the uniforms. And obviously, we have our own tier list of where we decide to rank each position group heading into the Washington Commanders 2025 season as we have made a significant upgrades at different positions. So I'm excited to hear about that tonight. But we can start it off with the edge rushing talk. Y'all know how I simply feel about it, and I'm standing on it. I personally haven't heard nothing about any new additions to the edge rushing room at this point. Is Jadeveon Clowney still out there? I believe so. Z's man, Von Miller still out there. And so, I mean, other than that, I haven't necessarily heard about us being involved in the edge rushing market. I still feel like we're going to rock with what we got him here. And Jacob Martin from Mandatory Minis was looking spry. Frankie Luvu's working hand in hand with Ryan Kerrigan. So, as I mentioned countless times on the show, I expect him to take an even bigger role in terms of a pass rusher with Jordan McGee hopefully being healthy. And he can kind of take that Frankie Luvu stand-up linebacker role. He's really going to get in the quarterback. That's my man, bro. I'm ready for him to break out. But, yeah, that's all I really got for the edge rushing department, man. Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think a few episodes ago, I was saying that, as a part of me still hopes and holding on to the fact of potentially getting Trey. We haven't really heard any more talks about that. So that is what it is. In reference to potentially signing another guy, I'm always open to it. The more competition, the better. I think that, getting some real competition in here would definitely help push a lot of the guys. We still have youth, young guys that we can develop, i.e. the Baptiste, i.e. It's another edge we got this young. But we'll see. You know, I'm on a record of advocating for Von Miller. I'm on a record of saying I'm okay with bringing in Clowney, just for a look. You know what I mean? But something. I mean, at this point, like we said, Joe Witt came out a few weeks ago, almost a month now, and pretty much spoke on the, you know, by committee thing. And that's what it seems like that they're rolling with. So we'll see, and you know, we'll see how it happens. But like Reedie mentioned, it's the dog days. You know, once you hit that mid-June to mid-July, it's dry. So any topic of discussion, they're just trying to stay in the AUX. So we'll see though. I'm not really too sure or so that anybody else will be bought in though.
So according to Rigo's Rag, I get the alert from Twitter today saying Washington is in the market early in training camp. So they're doing all of this, talking about Adam Peters and Dan Quinn, what they're looking to see in the first week of training camp. How do you know this? I'm just trying to figure that out. And then they go on to say, we will see if we're going to be in the market for an edge rusher early, but we'll know pretty early in training camp as it relates to that. And they think that we needed to bring in a rusher. So that's where this topic came in from, because I wanted to, you know, test the waters and see what have you guys heard. Were you guys hearing the same things, or was that just me? But go ahead, John.
No, I was gonna say, I think until we get to training camp, until we kind of figure out preseason, I don't see us touching the edge room right now. We got Dietrich Wise in free agency. We got Cleveland Farrell-Brown back. We got JJB. We got Jalen Holmes. We brought in Martin. We still got Armstrong. We got Louvu who can rush. We got Wagner who can rush. We got Madrano and McGee, two young guys who got to develop, but they can rush. Expect Javon Kinlaw to be somewhere on the outside because we got defensive tackle depth with Payne, with Day, with Davis, with Newton. I've been out since end of draft. First we get after draft. If we were going to trade for an edge rusher, we could you know, kick the tires on Davian Clowney, kick the tires on old man Von Miller, kick the tires on the red sleeve, not so much of an assassin anymore, Matt Judon. But I just don't see us really going into that department until we hit training camp or even week 1, week 2 of preseason.
I don't see.
I count one already, you guys. I'm just letting you know. I count one. You see how he threw that in there real slick.
It's natural. If you're not listening, you ain't gonna hear it because it just comes off. It's like it's a part of his vocabulary.
Sneaky bars.
But that's why we love John though, man. He's always gonna bring the jokes. But no, all seriousness, in my opinion, I think I've kind of came to this conclusion. And if it doesn't happen, I'm not gonna be disappointed. But considering the fact, Cincinnati, man, their situation is so like insane. How mismanaged they are. But like on one spectrum, they're mismanaged. On another spectrum, they're freaking Super Bowl contenders because Joe Burrow is somewhat keeping that organization afloat, kind of getting that Carson Palmer treat. But what I was hinting at was, I think we're going to be in a running for Trey Hendrickson at the trade deadline. I think Washington's going to, because I see him holding out. They haven't even got a contract at the with Shamar Stewart, who may be re-entering the draft at some point.
Ain't that crazy? Ain't that insane?
What about Stewart? I mean, if they can't come to an agreement, can they trade him?
No, he's going to re-enter the draft. 2020, he's going to go back.
So he would have to.
I don't think I've ever experienced that.
Never. Now, the only other thing that could do with Shamar Stewart is like the CFL, the UFL. Like those outside leagues, they can sort of have tender rights on players. Like the Toronto Argonauts had tender rights on Shedeur Sanders if he didn't sign with Cleveland. Obviously, Shedeur signed with Cleveland because he's not, big dummy. But if Shamar was like, man, I don't want to set out this whole year, got to go through the process again, sit with these same bum-ass GMs and do this process, he could probably go to the CFL, make 150, 200K, put eyes on him, and then come back and be like, hey, I'm still healthy. I'm still here. But if he re-enters into this next year's draft with TJ Parker, with Mateo Ungalale, with guys like that, I don't know if he's a first round. I don't know if he's a first round pick
Already
again.
got his mocks ready. Got his mocks
John, do
ready.
you even care about the season that's coming up?
Of course I do. Would be here if we were. If I wasn't.
Yeah.
Mock gonna be. I mean, Mock. John gonna be on Mock 5.0 by week 1.
Facts. I told you, facts.
But no, back to kind of what I was pointing at. Like they don't even have a like there's contract with their rookie. So I don't even think Trey Hendrickson is going to end up getting it. I think he's going to hold out. And I think we're going to be in a running for trading for him at the deadline. That's my hot take heading into the season. I don't think it's like burning hot take, but I think it's something that we can all see. But at the same time, it's like he's 30 plus years old. He's been sitting out, just hypothetically, been sitting out the whole year. Would you willing to be given like taking a chance with him at that point of the season after he's been cold? Me personally, yes, why not? Because I expect us to be a playoff team at that time, competing for the division, and I think we'll be at a position where it's like the defense is one true piece away from really turning up a notch, and he could be that missing piece. So that's kind of in the future in terms of what I see us doing right now, or this year, I should say, at the edge rush position. If we don't even do that, I think we'll be fine, or at least stay where we're at, because it's not really slim pickings when it comes to adding more to the edge rushing department.
Anybody else? We good on that one?
I think we good.
So there has been news about an alternate jersey for us, and they're saying that it's going to look per Kevin Sheehan from 980. He's saying he got it on good authority that they're looking to go back to jerseys of the past and bring that back in. Now, he doesn't know what the logo on the helmet is going to be. He assumes it's going to continue to be the W that we have here. But he's saying that the color schematics would be the same. So, like, what are you guys' thoughts about that? And I'll just start with my thoughts. Who cares? Why is this continuously keep being a thing? Why do we care about the old uniforms? And if I'm just being honest, they're going to hate me for this one. The old uniforms wasn't all of that. It was not. They were cool. Now, that year when we were supposed to get them all yellow color rush uniforms with Trent Williams had them on and all of those stuff came out, like, those were fire. But like our regular like uniforms weren't like nothing to write home about to say, oh, these are fire compared to, because I remember me and Z had conversations years ago about like why, because Reedie's always a why guy, like why we can't do this. Like when other teams do certain things and they move a certain way, I'm always been a guy of, well, why can't we do that? Like we can't, do this and do that. The stuff we see on social media and things of that nature. Like they didn't think about that. Like I'm a big guy on that, but I don't care about this jersey situation. Who cares? People, we are the Washington Commanders. I get it. I'm not disrespecting our history or our lineage. It is what it is, but we're not going back to that. So we just got to let that hurt go. Let it go and move on. And just embrace what we're doing now. New regime, new quarterback, new era, new everything. Just embrace it. Stop looking to go back to what we once had, because over the last 30 years, we haven't had much, if I'm just being honest. But that's just my take on that. But what do you think, Juan?
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I think you saying much is putting it lightly. We haven't had nothing over the last 30 years, if you want to just be quite frank about it. And I mean, I love the old uniforms. I mean, that's what we know, right? Because that's what we grew up on. But at the same time, it's like, for me, if you can't just you can't, oh, it's just feed me half. Like if I can't have it all, I don't want it at all. I don't want no resemblance of Redskins. This if I can't get what John has on his hat right there, or if I can't get the full name back, like it's I get you want to not forget the past, but at the same time, as Reedy alluded to, we ain't do nothing to really have us still dreaming or thinking about, man, wishing we were in the past. But nothing but Dan Snyder issues, Scott McLuhan, Bruce Allen. The culture's dang good. Like like bad memories the last 30 years. So quite frankly, like people, like you said, really may hate you for saying it or dislike what you're saying. But I'm kind of on that same like note. Like maybe the rebrand was good for us. Maybe we needed that to truly wash our hands clean of the Dan Snyder situation. Maybe that came at the perfect time because now we're completely a new identity in terms. Obviously, we still have our past, and we're never gonna forget that. But we're a true new identity, and clearly, look what has happened since we have changed. We have found the quarterback of the future that we probably wouldn't have had if Dan Snyder was around. If Dan Snyder was still here, he probably would have traded the whole draft and next year's draft to get the hometown hero, Caleb Williams.
Mhm.
So, like, I don't really care about the influence. If they change them back to some resemblance to past, which they're going to do, because Dodge Hurst did bring that up in the press conference, I'm cool with it. I'm happy with it, but it doesn't, like, make or break me. I don't care what we wear, just win.
But if they do it, like I feel like they gotta size it more, like make it better. Like don't just, I don't know. I just don't want to see the same thing. Like the uniforms was cool, but it wasn't never like no, with me anyway, just like, oh, these uniforms are just absolutely fire. They hitting like some of these other teams. That's all I'm saying. Like, and we're rushing to go back to that. Like, we have to modernize it if we're going to do that. Like, put some pizzazz on it. You remember like when University of Oregon had all of them different uniforms. They had the metallic helmets, this, that, and the third. Like, you gotta size it for real to like put it over the top. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to go back and have the same colors, the actual, color codes or whatever, I'm cool with that. But you gotta make it better. Now, I do think with the current uniforms we have now, if they put the stripe back down, the pants, I think that'll set it off a little bit more. That's my only complaint with that. I mean, but we don't. What are you gonna put Major Tutty on the fucking helmet? We don't really have anything to put on the helmet. So, I mean. Yeah, you can put stripes down the middle, correct? You could do that, but the W. I mean, what else do we have? Like, I hate the black unis with the. Like, I'm not a fan of those jerseys at all. I feel like they could be different.
That Cleveland Furrow jersey, John. Okay.
That's a Chase.
Oh yeah, this is Chase Young.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for sure. I'm putting the cardboard on the back. It says next.
It says yeah.
Next one up.
But I mean, it is what it is. Like, and I don't know. That's just my take on it. But John, you got to stop. I mean, not John, Juan. You got to stop what you're doing. Bringing up Scott McLaurin in conversation isn't cool, really.
That's my man. Look, that's the thing, right? I just brought it up because it was a part of the past. I ain't never, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got no problems with Scott McLaurin because, quite frankly, Bruce Allen, we don't need to speak on that. But we all been there through them times. So I do gotta say something though, Ree. I ain't gonna lie. The black uniforms is hard. I just hate the W. Take the W out, and like I'm fine. Take the.
Go ahead.
No. I was just saying, like, take the W off the middle, and if you want to do anything, remove the numbers and maybe just put a W on both sides or something.
Or the DC flag or something.
Like, I wasn't really curious. I wasn't really like too geeked about the black jerseys until I saw Mikey Sanders still in them jumps. Once I seen that, I was like, oh yeah. Like,
I feel like to me, I feel like they should have made if they make our black unis like the Atlanta Falcons black jerseys are. Like with the I don't like the numbers the way I just want the straight black. I don't like that little two-tone gray and like what I get the concept that they're trying to go for militarist style, but I don't personally like it. Me personally.
Well, the Falcons need a rebrand to begin with, so their jerseys are trash.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
Or the Ravens all black, just like that style of jersey. That's what I'm saying. That's the point that I'm really trying to make. I was trying to give a team with a all black jersey.
Yeah, I mean, we all know who made the black helmet. It was Payne and Allen because I just got Bama written all over it with the numbers on the helmet. I said, "You got a prison stamp W on the forehead. What is this?"
What do you do in your free time? Like, how do you know? Like, I don't know, man.
We'll just sit in the house and just, I can say that on the pod. I mean, right there, and just come up. Did the man say Red Steve because he ain't
Red Steve's assassin, bro? Like,
yeah, like he
not so much of an assassin.
Not so much of an assassin no more. Where did you get Dead from John.
It's off the cusp.
But
Man,
nah, these jerseys, I'm with all y'all for real. I believe like a part of me, it's like the fan base just wants to hold on to something. Like
It is.
it's the same thing with the name. I don't give a fuck if we go back to. I'm at this point, Commanders. It is. I don't care to go back to the Redskins. I don't care to go back to the look. I don't care like alternates. Like Reedie said, if you're gonna make an alternate, give me a gold. You know what I mean? If you're going, these current jerseys are pretty much plain. I mean, they were new when we got them, so I was kind of okay with them. But I was looking when they dropped the pictures earlier, the rookies. I was looking at them burgundy jerseys like this shit is trash. You know what I mean? And they're like, we used to wear the burgundy jerseys with the white. Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean? Give me some gold pants.
Yeah,
Spice up the different looks. Yeah, like
the stripes. I feel like the size these.
Yeah,
these
the stripes.
you can spice that up a little bit, but in reference to the actual jerseys that we do have, they definitely, you know, I mean, they not in. Now the black jerseys are the better of all of them, with the white jersey being number 2. And I think I think the white is number. I mean, I think the black is number 1 because we never really had black before. But like you said, the numbers on the side of the helmets is super trash. So give me a W with a gold trim, burgundy W with the gold trim on the black helmet, and call it a day. But for real, I don't give a shit about no alternates. Yeah. Like, let that shit go. I mean, we got people in the comments on the IG side saying, "What about we won Super Bowls and them and this and that?" So what? That shit was 30 years ago.
Before pretty much most, at least this half, me and Juan's half of our lives. Y'all might have seen
they wasn't even born. 30 years ago, they wasn't even born.
I'm gonna do something for y'all too, because so like I told y'all, I'm changing my basement into like a Commanders bar situation. So I recently just got some jerseys, like some throwback jerseys, and it's like I got I ain't gonna say who I got, but I got some throwback jerseys, and they're all different. So I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna take some pictures and I'm gonna put them up here next time if we ever talk about this again. And I'm gonna like they're all different. And then even like if you go into the 90s, they're different. Then if you go into 2000s, they're a little bit different. So like the look has evolved. Like people don't even really know what look they want for real. If we being honest,
they just want the Redskins, man. That's
right.
That's all they want.
Coming back.
What
gotta let that go.
What I want the most is I'll probably put it here so we can put it on screen if we want to. Is, and I've said this, Chris has said it, Justin said it, Andrew said it. The 75th anniversary arrow on the sleeve, arrow on the helmet. You get that gray, just stock face mask because everyone's got this.
If they go back to those ugly ass burgundy uniforms with that arrow, I'm gonna be pissed.
I will take that arrow over these current white uniforms because these current uniforms are trash.
Nah, the white uniform,
the white uniform's not trash. The white is the best.
The white
and then the burgundy, then the black.
Oh no, black
the
burgundy
better than the black.
I like the burgundy.
Before
I don't like that digital look on that black.
Before they added the gold pants this year, burgundy was third for me. It was always because I was like, man, when we first rebranded, I'm like, Cam Curl, number 31, white, that jump was fire. Then I like the black jumps too because Mikey really, and then when JD was in preseason and had the face mask, I was like, okay, we finally got somebody that could rock it. But the burgundy ones, before they added the gold pants last year, was horrible to me.
Yes, before the gold pants, absolutely.
This right here, I was just showing the picture of it. Let's be for real. When we were watching this live, nobody was like, "Oh my God, look at these unis!" Like nobody's like, "These Jones are fire." That was just normal to us. Like it was just normal, just regular, you know? Yeah. So it's just because of the name.
We ain't the Chargers. We ain't the Eagles. We ain't the Niners. We ain't the Seahawks. We ain't Tampa Bay. Those are some of the best uniforms and throwbacks in the league.
The all burgundy was always fire to me, though. I ain't gonna lie. The all burgundy was fire.
Yeah, something that I
hate the white pants with the burgundy. That's just trash.
Oh yeah, no.
Hate that. This is trash.
You talk what? Because like Reedie said, it's different variations. Are you talking about like the later years of the burgundy and white, like the Fabian Monroe and Kendall Fuller phase, like the
All that shit.
2017? Because I
I
don't know. I
mean,
feel like
the white with the gold stripe, gold and burgundy stripe look a little bit better. But all that combo is just trash. Give me all burgundy and gold, or white and burgundy, and then all
Yeah, I
black.
like the all white. I like the white pants with the old white jerseys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the white on white. The white on white was cool. The white on white was cool.
The snowsuit.
because the football team version, remember Ron started to spam them white Jones. We wore that one time when we beat the Steelers, and they would just spam them, and it eventually lost its aura to me. Like it was, But
remember, like what happened? Like, can we find that picture? Like, is that floating around the internet somewhere? That when Trent Williams, when they were supposed to do that color rush that year, they never came.
I got it.
Those was the fireest ones I've seen.
Fire.
That was on Madden 16, bro. I remember.
Wait. You wanted these jerseys?
The gold and gold.
Yeah, the old gold and gold. Like that.
Oh yeah.
What?
And
I'm against these wholeheartedly.
It had the burgundy stripe on it too.
That looks sweet, dog. Now you say
if I wanted McDonald's mustard, I would just go buy it.
Nah, dog. You on your own with that one.
Hot mustard.
That's fine. I'll be on the island.
That's fire, bro. You remember during the color rush times, the only teams we would see is the Dolphins and Jacksonville. Like the Dolphins was the only team that truly wore their color rush.
Oh well, the Jaguars was trash too.
I will always wait for us to wear them all yellows, and we never did.
Teal was trash. I don't lie.
The old teal, the Dijon mustard Jaguars, like most of these were trash.
Oh, this is one right here.
That was
this right here. Oh, this is the Trent Williams one.
Mm-hmm.
Right when they different, that shit was fire, bro. They showed it with the peaks and all of that. It was tough.
Yeah,
that was tough. I ain't gonna lie. Look at Trent, man. Dang.
For me, it's so big. It feels like it's a practice jersey. Like it's literally just a number and color. There's no stripe. There's no design. Like this feels like Alabama again. This feels like a college jersey and not named Oregon.
Well, at the time it was color rush, so it was like they was getting away from the stripes in the uniforms. That's before all of these teams had the plain white pants and stuff. Most teams had stripes going down their pants, so that's why they probably went with that concept without no stripe.
Yeah, but like Seattle had a little bit of design. The Jets had design.
If we look at this jersey, the only difference from our burgundy jersey at this time, and the only difference is a stripe missing from the pants. So if that was a burgundy jersey, it looks the exact same way.
I'm looking at all the color rush jerseys.
That's fire, boy.
Look at that with that helmet. John, you tripping, John?
I might be tripping. That's fine with me. I'm gonna drop the article in the chat. I can be on this island by myself. That's fine. I know how to hunt.
The gold gloves too. Oh my god.
Is that Josh Norman?
That's what I was just about to say.
That's Madden 16 right there. Look at J-No. That's when Madden was good, bro.
Yeah, exactly. For EA ruined it all again. But no, we were the only one at that time, that color rush era, where we had nothing besides a number on the jersey and nothing on the pants. The only ones that went to this whole article.
Pants right here. If you look at the bottom, like by the
it's faint. Like that one looks like it, but the one with Trent, it's like one big mustard bottle.
Yeah, the comments on the IG side, we ain't got to go back to anything, but I want them to do something to the uniforms. It's ugly. Our uniforms are basic. That all black is literally our best right now.
Mm-hmm.
We have them on. It's game time. Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah, I said
all
this when
with the red little black would be sick.
I said this when these jerseys got leaked. The white ones look like if you took Arizona and Ohio State and put them with Nick Cannon, something just comes out.
The new jerseys look like they are tennis of pearl.
Oh my god.
I'm on one tonight. But no, I'm just
John, you had a shot or something, but you drink.
No. Straight at
John 20, he's straight at you. You on your what's the name? Shit. Remember that was his whole gimmick back in the day.
On my CM Punk.
Yeah, CM Punk back in the day. That was his gimmick. Straight edge. He's had X's on it. Do he still do that?
He still wrestles. He's 42 and breaking bones.
Right.
Yeah. Nah, I can be on this island by myself. That's fine.
Yeah, man.
As long as we don't got a bajillion uniforms like Oregon, I'm totally fine. I don't need the 5 new jerseys every season. We got a whole trophy case. Like all the Oregon jerseys have been fire, but they come out with so many jerseys. I'm like, who's running your department? Nick Cannon? Like y'all keep making new ones.
Best jerseys.
Phil Knight, owner, the CEO of Nike, went to the University of Oregon. That's why they keep getting all that.
Who got the best jerseys in the NFL
right now?
Base jerseys or like alternate?
All of them.
I would say the Bengals.
I got Chargers up there.
I would say the
Chargers. A good Charger powder blue.
I'm thinking maybe Seahawks.
That orange and black, that should be looking hitting.
Oh, it'd be. Oh yeah, yeah.
All orange on, that'd be fine.
Minnesota's all white, kind of. It's like
Seahawks.
I think they're always gonna be a little bit better.
Like I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I don't know what year, what game was that? The Monday night game, or was that the playoff game when it was at? It was at the Vikings home. They had the whiteout. They had the whiteout. Oh my god, boy, that was fire. I love a good whiteout, man. I think Green Bay had a whiteout too.
Green Bay's had a whiteout.
Whiteouts ever.
What about Detroit?
Detroit's got better. Detroit's got better when they're the refresh last year.
The blacks. That's what I'm talking about.
Those Motor City blacks. Those got better. Those got a lot better.
I think those are the fire blacks we looking for. Like those are some good blacks. I'm not gonna lie. Baltimore
because the way they debuted their new jerseys also made sense. Oh, we in Motor City, we in Ford Field. Oh, we doing muscle cars for these. It made sense. Ours were leaked and then rolled out saying, "Hey Dan, you want to press up these mannequins like Sean Taylor's statue? Just dress them up real quick."
Well, I mean, I guess that's different though, because it was a whole rebrand, so it was kind of like.
But it was literally like, "Oh yeah, here you go, guys, ta-da!" Like there was nothing. Like they got leaked and then they were announced. There was nothing special. We knew about the Detroit and like they weren't leaked for anything.
I think it'll be better. It'll be different this time. But that was kind of, I want to say it was rushed, but like it was kind of like already leaked at the time, and they already knew that prior to rolling it out. So he probably was like, why even make? But anyways, but I like Baltimore's old uniforms. This is just something about like their uniforms is cool, but it's just the cursive. I like it's just the lettering, the fonts. I never really got behind
some about the old Baltimore like shield logo on the shoulder. I was like, that right there does it for me.
I'm talking about like the old Jones, the Ray Lewis, like young Jones, like those was fire, bro.
I got you.
And then like the ones
that had when Trent Dilfer was a quarterback,
probably so. Shit, I don't know.
Todd Heap was the tight end. Todd Heap, Shannon Sharp. They had Jamal Lewis in the backfield.
Yeah, show your age, shorty.
Denver. Somebody said Denver uniforms is hard.
Denver's got nice.
The new orange.
It was like the orange crush.
Yeah, those.
Those orange crush throwbacks. Yeah. You want to know who's had like surprisingly nice throwback alternate uniforms? And I hate to do this.
The Colts.
Dallas.
They got that one jersey that was on the Giants.
All Dallas uniforms. That all blue with the stars on them. That's been fire. Like
what new Dallas uniforms?
No, they're not new, but they're throwbacks. It's like the white helmet with the single blue star.
White jersey with the blue shoulder.
You talking about the Thanksgiving uniforms?
That little giant shit. Get that shit out of here.
You talking about the Thanksgiving ones?
Might be. I'm gonna look at that.
When they get all them stars on it, that one's fire to me.
Anytime I see those, the only thing I think about is Miles Austin for some reason.
And didn't they have some all gray ones before? Like the gray, like their pants colors.
I can't.
I hate their pants. I hate the pants.
I'm not gonna lie. I'll be honest. I'll give them. For some reason, I might be in a minority with this, but they hate wearing them. But the navy blue and the silver.
Oh, the
That's
silver
kind of
pants.
tough.
Yeah.
The silver pants and the navy blue,
yeah.
but Cowboys players hate wearing them because I guess they be hot. But I'm talking about the week 2
Mhm.
uniforms in 2019 when they came here, and you know what I'm saying. Terry scored that touchdown at the end of the game. We lost, but
So you
them
saying?
navy.
Can you see this? You saying that jersey with the gray pants?
Yeah, but why does it look different though? It look different when they be on the road. Like I'm talking about the Jones
I
they
don't
went on the
know.
road. Like on the road, it looks completely different.
Mm-hmm. Well, they redid their silver pants because they used to be like a seafoam green, which I was like, if y'all don't get these bad out of ink printer pants out of this shop, and they redid them, I was like, thank you.
Yeah, but we 35 minutes in per Reedie's request. Make it quick.
Moving
So
along.
Moving along.
Let's keep it
Z,
moving.
Moving it along.
let's go ahead and talk about what I think is gonna be very interesting because we all gonna have a little bit slight probably preferences and answers. It's just
Mhm.
ranking the position groups on a tier
Yep.
list. Tier list where we're gonna be ranking each position group from what we think. So for me, just quickly looking at it, I'm only got one position group where I'm kind of looking at with a side eye. Everything else seems pretty solid to me. But I'll kick it off. We'll just start it with the easy one, the quarterback position. Jaden Daniels, obviously, Marcus Mariota, uh, Josh Johnson. Do they got somebody else? I feel like it was in the
Sam
Sam Hartman.
Sam Hartman. There we go. I didn't mention him earlier today.
Who gets cut?
I really like
Josh.
Jeff Driscoll, though. I'm not gonna lie. I know he's not around, but last preseason I like Jeff
Mhm.
Driscoll. I'm not gonna hold you.
Josh
It was at
Johnson gets cut.
Gets cut again.
Yeah,
No, I'm
I
saying
think-
he gets
anytime.
cut over Sam.
unless they put him
Yeah.
on the practice squad.
I think they'll cut Josh and practice squad him. I think they'll keep Sam around. Sam is just good for morale regardless, and he's still learning. Like even if he doesn't play, you
How's
can
it good
use
for
him in.
morale? Why is it
Sam
good for
Hartman is
morale?
Sam is Jaden's hype man. If you have not noticed by now,
He's like the
Yeah.
most marketable fourth string
Head-
quarterback in the
head-
NFL history.
he's
Nah, for real.
he's the NFC Justin
He's
Herbert. He is head and
the
shoulders.
camera's always on him, and when they go
Mhm.
out to the public, he's always there.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
ladies
And-
love Hartman.
His
Yeah,
Instagram, bro, he got like 600K on Instagram.
Yeah,
So
he
what
like
for-
popular
what
as
for-
shit.
But
Yeah.
Yeah,
if
like,
Justin
And
Herbert,
when we was at camp, when I was at camp, like the fans was just glazing the hell out of
Yeah.
him.
if Justin Herbert gets a head and shoulders deal, I guarantee you Sam Hartman next day gets like a L'Oreal hair deal. Like it's gonna be competition.
So
I mean,
I mean, I'll give the position group. I mean, like, I ain't even trying to, here we go, glaze or be Jaden Daniels, number one glazer, as they say. But, like, A, because I like Marcus Mariota. I think he's serviceable. He showed us time. And he actually surprised me because before in the preseason, I
Yeah,
said,
I
oh,
said
nah,
trade
what are
him.
we watching? Yeah, like, I'm like,
Trade this
Jeff
man.
Driscoll.
I said trade him. We need Driscoll.
Driscoll was QB2 for me, but he came in twice and showed
Had
us,
his
and then
wheels.
obviously, yeah, and obviously
see
he
what I be talking about? See what I be
I don't
talking
even
about?
I don't even be catching the
No,
half
no,
of
no,
the
no.
time.
See what I be talking about? What
you
have
talking
you
about me?
done for me lately?
He talking about me.
What have you done for me lately? That's what this league is about. What have you done for me lately? People just forgot and glaze over all that shit that Mariota did that was all trash. And now he's a solid backup.
Do it. Facts. Everybody love the shit out of him.
I mean, so was Jameis, though. He threw for 30 for 30, and now he's gonna be QB2 in New York.
Man.
Go ahead, Juan. My
Man,
bad. I just had to say that.
No, you good, you good. I mean, shit. I guess that's the nature of the NFL. I don't care if you go out there have a game, you throw 6 picks. Shit, Taylor Heineke was the true definition of that, in my
Yeah.
opinion. But yeah, the position group as a whole, I say A. I gotta see more out of Sam Hartman in the preseason to boost it up to maybe an A+ or anything like that. But since we just don't know what that quarterback 3 situation is, hopefully we never find out. But
Yeah.
A simply for me. I ain't even gotta elaborate further.
Yep. It's simple. Hey.
Yeah,
I'm going to say quarterback is a B plus because outside of Jaden.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, like God forbid, outside of Jaden, our offense, we got to. I mean, again, Mariota stepped in at times, but
you got a game and a half. Because I remember, if Reedie knows,
that I said we should have traded for Mariota 2 years prior, and then we got him. 2 years prior to when he got him.
What you got for Mario? Bag of chips.
It's always 2
years prior. Yeah, like Reedie said, we always
Mariota was a Z guy. Now he
wasn't necessarily a Z guy. He wasn't necessarily a Z guy. I just said give him a shot because he went after he left the Eagles. He went to Atlanta, and then Atlanta moved on to Taylor Heineke like so damn quick. And you know what I mean? I'm like, oh well, shit. Well, give him a shot just to see. At the time, we didn't have who did we have at our quarterback before Jaden?
Carson, Taylor, Sam.
Yeah, Sam. You know what I mean? Sam, the verdict was still out on Sam. They was giving up on Heineke. So I'm like, give Mariota a shot. That's what it was. Yeah. Damn, I forgot about my man Sam. Damn, Sam.
Oh, we didn't. We still got that real.
Yeah. I get clowned about it all the time.
So I'm with Z on this take because like Jaden Daniels, I give him an A. Marcus Mariota, I feel like he can come in a pinch and give you maybe 1 or 2 games, but I don't know if it's a significant amount of time that if he has to play, if he can do it for that long. So for that reason only, and then you got Josh Johnson, and then you also got Sam Hartman. I believe Josh Johnson, is better than Hartman. I mean, I get that Hartman is, there's in the comments, Asian them are saying you got to keep a pretty boy around, but that does mean nothing. You have to be able to play football. Like, and I'm not saying Sam Hartman can't play football, but I think he's not as good as Josh Johnson. But we haven't seen much of Sam, so I don't want to just necessarily say that either. And then he may have gotten better this offseason too. So for that reason, I give it a B plus.
Yeah, we also haven't really seen a whole lot of Josh since he got injured, along with the 15 other quarterbacks in that Niners-Eagles NFC title game. Like Brock got hurt, Josh got hurt, Brock got hurt again. Like we haven't seen him since then. That was like 3 years ago. Like he's been bouncing around the league, I think the UFL or the XFL, and then he's back again. It's like you always need a vet on the team that's got experience, and he has as much experience as Mariota, and Mariota's already got gray hair, so. It's not doing a whole bunch.
So moving right along to the next position.
We can go in the order of the screen. Go back to you, Reedie. Run it back.
That's what I was running.
My apologies, brother.
Okay, probably. So I was going to say running back group. Brian Robinson, Austin Eckler, Bill, Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, Gonzalez, and McNichols. And then we also have Wiley on the roster and some people that's not going to make the team. So I'm not even going to waste our time.
It's Michael Wiley, and Arizona running back, and Kaz Allen, former receiver.
Yeah. So the running back group for Reedie as a whole, I give it a C plus B minus range. We still lack that breakaway back. I know Z is banking on Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, aka Bill, to fill that void, but I just have to see more. I'm not saying that he can't be that. I just need to see more. That's all. I just want to see more from the group. I talked ad nauseum about B-Rob and his ability, not to really make moves in the open field on safeties, not really to get up to the second, third levels. He makes that one cut. If he has to cut, it's just his whole momentum stops. He's just not shifty. He's not elusive. To me, B-Rob is a short yardage back or a goal line situation back. he wouldn't be my every down back. I need somebody that can take it 80, 90, 40, 30, can take it anywhere on the field. That's what I need.
Mhm.
Austin Eckler, that's my man, 100 grand, but I think he has trouble staying healthy, staying on the field. And if we see the same things last year, then I think I'm gonna be out on Eckler because I can't keep making excuses for him if he can't stay on the field. But that's my man, 100 grand. I'm gonna go to bat. I'm gonna go to battle with him. And I'm just being honest. Who else?
On the cruise and came back with a different take.
How? It's not a different take. It's I said that Bill wasn't going to take his spot.
You had a vacation and had some time to think.
Wait, where's our pop?
Like if he continues to be injured, like the league is about what have you done for me lately? You ain't did nothing for me lately, so yeah, got to get him out of there. It is what it is.
Wow.
Now, if he produces, then that's something different. What else? Who? I lost my train of thought now.
Nobody else worth talking about.
Respect. But I do think Bill is going to be.
Keep it short.
I'm not as high as you are on Bill off the rip, but I do think he's going to be a nice addition to this team. I just got to see it first, and then once I see it, then I'll be able to give a better take on my opinion on Bill.
All right, going into training camp, this position group for me is a C-. I don't want to give no B-, C-. You know what I mean? I want to see what type of rebound B-Rob has. I mean, he started out the year pretty hot, doing pretty well, but he kind of fizzled out on the tail end of the season. I would like to see, yes, if Eckler comes back healthy and can finish out the year, and if he comes back with this explosiveness that Reedie and Juan says he should still have. But also, like I said, the other two guys that returned last year ain't really much to talk about. I do give Rodriguez the nod over McNichols, but I think that midway through the season, this running back room will be bumped up to that B- they're really talking about, because my man Bill is going to shock the world.
All right.
Go ahead, John.
Hold up. I gave us a B-. I thought I said C.
You said C plus B-.
Yeah.
Okay, so I gave a range. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. I'm probably in the same boat. I'll go B- because we have a range of versatility and age. You've got B-Rob, and you got McNichols and C-Rod, who are all pretty much the same third down back with one cuts and next to no vision sometimes. All on 1 year deals. You've got Bill. I've tried to pull up. We got Bill. We got Michael Wiley, who are young, and Wiley's on his second or third year. I think he's on his second year at Arizona from last year. Who's got more speed that we haven't seen because he was a practice squad guy for all last year outside preseason. So I like him. And then we've got Rodriguez, like I said, McNichols and Rodriguez, and then Eckler, who is just, if we cut him for whatever reason, we take like $2 million dead cap. Like, he took a cheap deal to come here. It's gonna cost us next to nothing if we somehow or for whatever reason have to cut or trade him. I'll go B- because I think we've got more youth in this room than people are giving it credit for, but it's probably one of our weakest rooms in the league right now, or at least on this roster. It's one of our weakest rooms.
Great question. I mean, great answers, fellas. I'm gonna go kind of what Reedie was saying. I go C. Yeah, I'm gonna go C plus. I'll go C plus with the chance of it being a B minus, with the hopes that Bill is that guy, because I am like Z, a Bill guy. I'm higher on Austin Eckler than most people, which his body of work speaks for itself. I actually was listening to him earlier today in a interview, and he was like, "Yeah, man, actually, this past year was one of my most effective and efficient years, per his stats and stuff like that." Z. So there you go. Nah, but that just goes back to what me and Reedie was trying to say last week. Like, I get he was hurt, but like when he was definitely like out there hooping when he was healthy and playing. So still, I'm higher on him for most people. and I think him being healthy is going to add a really good dynamic to this running back room. But if it wasn't for no Bill, I'll be honest with you, this room would probably be
Yeah.
a C. It wouldn't have no
C
upside
minus.
to it at all. I like Brian Robinson. I still think he's a serviceable back in his league, but it's like, after week 8, he's not gonna be the same.
Mhm.
First quarter, he's a different back, bro. Like you look at him and he's like, okay, B-Rob, this finally may be his breakout year, but then he starts to get banged up, bruising. Some of it don't even be his fault. That's just the nature of the running back position. Like you're running into contact, so you're bound to get hurt 9 times out of 10, and he just doesn't necessarily bounce back from injuries all that well, and it shows even when he plays. But he doesn't have the best vision, he doesn't have the best speed, so he's kind of at a
Nope.
disadvantage.
A little heavy.
Yeah, Chris Rodriguez, I mean, he cool, but he doesn't get his opportunities that early off into the season on a consistent basis. He'll get opportunities like week 13, week 14 due to
Fourth
injury.
quarter.
Yeah, so it ain't really much there for him. And then Michael Wiley, Kaz Allen,
Yeah,
it's kind of like a C plus with the hopes of Bill being that bright spot that me and Z hopes he is.
I'll touch on this real quick. B-Rob is just like Najee Harris, just minus the hurdle button. The reason we look at Najee more because he hurdles motherfucker. B-Rob don't be hurdling.
The disrespect for
Najee breaks
crazy.
tackle. Najee breaks.
Does he though? He's
Yes,
slow
he
too.
does.
He got the caboose still.
But look the thing
Najee
though.
breaks tackles. He
Answer than B-Rob.
Yes, exactly.
It's not by much.
Najee not that slow, bro.
Najee is slower than people. Like I watched the
see
film.
You gonna see what Najee does in LA.
In LA,
but Najee's I feel like a lot of people forget Najee is 1,000-yard back every single year of his career though. And I get it.
Yeah,
the
that's what I'm
games
saying.
there's more games now, so 1,000 yards is probably taking the less impact that it usually would back in the day. I get that, but
Sure.
Brian Robinson hasn't cracked 1,000 yards yet in his career. So I mean, I guess that's the closest person you can compare him to. But nah, yeah, I'm with you. Like he got a Mario Hampton back there with him too. Like that
What's his
duo
name?
was gonna be nasty in LA.
Yeah.
When we
No,
played them,
oh yeah, I want Najee to be successful.
well,
Don't get me wrong.
We're
want
wrong,
them to do
fellas.
good.
We are wrong.
We'll be wrong about.
Sorry not to cut you off, John. Najee ran a 4.63. B-Rob ran a 4.5.
But on field, in game, speed is different than a 40 times.
Well, for sure.
Not gonna lie.
Yeah, true.
Adrenaline running, different kind of. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. But Najee's not breaking off. Like I don't remember Najee breaking off like an 80 yarder. But neither does B-Rob.
B-Rob's longest is probably 40. That 40 he took last year.
Versus the Titans, right?
Yeah, Alfred Morris took more took more the distance than B-Rob.
Yeah.
What about
B-Rob's
my man?
Yeah, B-Rob was Reedie's right on the money. Was 40 yards, except it's against the Titans. Yeah, against the Titans in December. What was Najee?
That was December.
It was December 2024.
We had them black jerseys on. I remember we had them black jerseys on.
Man, that was I was dead, bro.
That running lane opened up like the fucking Red Sea.
Okay.
I was.
Y'all are gonna laugh at me when I read this, but I just proved my point by saying he's just like Najee Harris. Najee's longest run.
Does go 1,000.
His longest run ever in the regular season, 37 yards.
Yeah, that's cool and all, but we wouldn't be complaining the way we would.
Total yards.
We wouldn't be complaining as much as we would have been that we are now.
How many touchdowns? What's his touchdown stat?
Moki GG on Instagram said he loved B-Rob over Najee. We tripping.
James Conner's better than B-Rob. Like what? I'll take him over B-Rob.
Yeah. Najee last year 1,043 yards on 263 carries and 6 touchdowns.
James Conner?
They bought the same tier today.
Today.
Oh no, James Conner was killing us though in that game before it got out of hand.
I like Conner. I had him in my fantasy.
People, a lot of people, I think, forgot about his Pittsburgh tenure too, though. Like, he's been good on 2 different teams. And the fact that he's able to, what he had cancer coming into the league, and
Yeah.
the fact that he was able to create a really good career for him. So James Conner's definitely still good. And again, for
Well,
everybody
he
that's
actually is,
listening,
and he can catch too.
And yeah,
mhm, for everyone that's listening, we like
That's a good
Brian
point right
Robinson.
there.
yeah, we like
That's
B
a
Rob.
really good point. Very good point.
Rico Dowdle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Rico, the new
Rob, what
Panther.
does he always come? What the most he got? Like 846 or something like that?
847, 846. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought it was 750.
I think it's a little higher than that. I think it's a little
And
not by much.
Dallas is burnt for letting him go. I mean, I know they
Yeah.
got Blue and
Yeah.
Williams,
B-Rob
but
is not a starter on any other team. He's a second or a third running back.
Oh, actually, no. Z's absolutely right. The highest B Rob yardage wise was this year
777.
187 carries for 799 yards. He hadn't even cracked 800 yards in his career, 800 rushing yards in his career.
And granted, again, we are going to just say what it is. We get it. He faced adversity, missed some games. He's been hurt.
For sure.
He probably would have had close to 800, 900 yards. But that's another point to why we need to add more. So your best ability is availability. That being said, Brian Robinson, he may not be no one starter on other teams, but
he'll be
that's
a two.
not saying that's not saying that he can't be involved in the offense or can't have any courage. Like think of him as a poor man's David Montgomery. David Montgomery like that, though. So I don't even know if I could compare.
In Detroit,
David Montgomery's
be
like
careful.
that, though. He was like that with Chicago too, though. People just ain't really pay attention to. What was that? Ty Montgomery. No, Ty Montgomery was Green Bay.
Yeah, no, that was David.
Gerard, what's up, bro? Long time, right?
I feel like Ty Montgomery's that's a great pull right there. But yeah, man, I mean, yeah, that if it wasn't for Bill, man, and I get he's a 7th round pick, so a lot of people be like, why are y'all so hyped about a 7th round pick? If he didn't play all of last year, had he played last season, he probably would have been
a third, fourth round pick.
Yeah, so that's why we high on him, man, and we have nothing else to be high on.
Yeah, if Bill had, okay.
No, what I was gonna say, I'm looking at Eric Green's comment. He said B Rob's not that bad. He's our number one when he shouldn't be. He shouldn't be he should be a complimentary to another back, and that's very true. Because I was on the record saying this when we got B Rob, and they were talking about he was going to be the starter over Gibby at that point in time. I was like, hell no, B Rob is not a starter in this league. But then everybody just started, you know how this fan base does. They have a couple runs, they see 2-3 highlights, and then they sold on him. Now he's the sledgehammer, he's this, he's that. B Rob is better suited, and this is just my eye from what I see when he comes off the bench, or if somebody else is getting some burn and he gets in, B Rob will get you 15 yards on that curry. Like, he's better to me that way than he is being in on every down. He can catch it out of the backfield, but he wouldn't be my number one option out of catching it out of the backfield. Just me in general.
That's a good point. I mean, I think Brian Robinson is better suited, as you mentioned. Short yardage back, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1,
goal
3rd
line,
and 3, goal line. Screen here and out the backfield because he, in my opinion, has some really good hands. I think he can catch with the best of them in terms of running backs. But going back to that, I agree wholeheartedly. We made 2 mistakes in that draft. Phil Verdarian Mathis, right in the 2nd round.
Oh my Lord! Don't get me started.
I was so pissed we drafted Brian Robinson because I was a huge Antonio Gibson fan. Like, oh my, I was like, man, Antonio Gibson, bro. Like, and another thing too, which a lot of people probably gonna clown me for, but I was a huge Jared Patterson fan. I just felt like they never gave him a true opportunity because he was 5'6". But
me too.
Every time he got an opportunity, he took full advantage of it. So looking back at that running back room, I'm like, J.D. McKissick still around. Like, I know he had the neck issue, but like he was tough. Like, so I just didn't really see the need for B Rob. But now, like, that's a great comment by Eric, and I think that's how we all feel. It's like B Rob is a number 2. He's going to be on a roster. He can be in the NFL. He deserves to be on the team.
Correct.
Yeah.
And we can use him, but just as our number 1,
nah.
Nothing.
So the next position group we're going to touch on, and I'm going to say the wide receiver position. Right now, a lot of Oh, my bad. It wasn't supposed to go to me. It's supposed to go to John. I'm sorry.
That's
Go ahead, John.
Juan.
I'm going back to one. Yeah, and I know this probably is gonna be long winded, but shit. You know what I'm saying? We can probably make it quick, I guess. Wide receiver position. Terry McLaurin. Obviously, we're speaking as if he is paid because we assume that he will be. It's no other outcome that I think is going to happen. So Terry, Debo, addition to him, Jalen Lane, Luke McCaffrey, year 2. From Michael Gallup and Noah Brown's injury isn't as significant as we thought originally. Maybe Ja'Cory Brooks or Michael Straxton or somebody like that. But overall, I think the position group is a B. I mean, I think maybe like a B minus because it's like outside of Terry, Debo, maybe Jalen Lane, just for what we think potentially he can be as a deep threat and as a punt returner. The position group is okay, and I definitely think we still need a lot more additions in the future. But hopefully, assuming a healthy Noah Brown, Luke McCaffrey takes a nice, good, sizable leap in year 2. I'll say a B just for the simple fact of what I think of Terry McLaurin and how I think Debo Samuel will be utilized as a receiver and a running back. And it's just me assuming like Jalen Lane's going to come in and be a really good kick punt returner and deep threat. I'll give us a B minus and B for the group as a whole.
John.
Yeah. I think I'll go B minus, B. Obviously Terry, regardless if we haven't paid him yet, he's gonna get paid. He's our one for a reason. Debo's gonna come in, prove like 1 or 2 things, but as long as he just stays in relative shape, he'll be fine. Noah Brown we know about, but he's got to come back healthy. You've got Luke McCaffrey and Jalen Lane, two young studs that just got to get coached up right and get their opportunity and be good. I got more faith in Lane than I do McCaffrey, based on the way they were talking about Lane in this draft versus Luke in 24. But I got no issues. KJ is a kind of a whatever kind of thing. Michael Gallup was kind of a whatever thing. And then I want Ja'Cory Brooks to shine on this roster. I just don't know if he's going to get the chance over said guys I was whatever about. So I give it a B or a B minus.
Yeah, I'm giving B minus, C plus. Terry, Debo, and who else? I'm not sold on Noah Brown. I'm not sold on Michael Gallup. I don't know what Jalen Lane can do. We'll see. Ja'Cory, the other Ja'Cory
Brooks
on the team is my second still of the draft class, an undrafted class. Luke, I don't know. Yeah, it's just like I'm rocking with the Ja'Corys this year, but so for now, yeah, C what I say, C plus, B minus. Because outside of Terry and Debo, what do we have?
Injuries.
I was on record saying we needed to get somebody else, but other guys on a part of the TBB said we was good.
You gonna cap?
I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I'm giving it a B plus, and I'm gonna tell you why. Terry McLaurin will be signed. Terry McLaurin will be our number one wide receiver. Debo Samuel, contract year. He's everything I'm saying from Debo now. Debo's locked in. A locked in Debo is a good Debo. Yep. So that alone, with Jaden Daniels, them two alone, that elevates us so much. Then Michael Gallup is going to come in here and show people what he was and who he is. Noah Brown will be, if healthy, better. And then I'm going out on a limb and I'm going to say Ja'Cory Brooks makes this roster and elevates us. And then you add in a Jalen Lane, what he's going to do in the return game and as a receiver. And if a Luke McCaffrey develops, the sky is the limit. Like, I feel like a lot of these guys are like under the radar and can be a little bit more efficient than that we're giving them credit for. So a B plus to me isn't that much of a stretch. I feel like we have the capabilities to do that. You got to think we got all of these offensive minded coaches in the building that can coach offense. So they can't scheme these dudes up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it from that perspective alone. Now, pure talent wise, I feel like we might need another person, but down the road. But
you banking on the Zacchaeus effect on all these guys.
Absolutely. I said that. I'm on the record saying that. I said if they can give me what Zacchaeus gave me and a little bit more, that would be a plus for me. You thought I was lying? You thought I was going to switch up?
I want to make sure you said it on air.
Didn't I say that? Didn't we say that, Juan? We got the same. We keep an alignment with the same story we've been preaching all off season. It's not going to change, Z.
Michael Gallup, man. Go ahead and get that jersey, Z.
I hope y'all right. I would never get the jersey, but I hope y'all right.
Not in a million years. I'll buy another Chase Young jersey on sale.
Get that Ja'Cory Crosby Murray 32.
Exactly. I'll wear that any day of the week over a Michael Gallup to the retirement home jersey.
Custom bill.
So what you gonna say? What y'all gonna say if he when he comes in and he turns the fuck up?
Who, Michael Gallup?
If
I'm just gonna sit here
Reedie
with a smile on my face.
I'm not even gonna say that. I'm just like me and Juan just gonna be like.
But I'm gonna do the same. But when Bill shows up,
when Bill shows up,
when Bill shows up, Reedie gonna be like, I told niggas, he didn't tell shit.
Not little one.
I ain't gonna lie, that's my favorite line when
I was on record saying that he was gonna be alright. Yeah, okay.
No, I did say Bill gonna be alright, but I said I'm not ready to please and make it seem.
Said he was gonna be alright. You said you need to see the tape first.
I said he's gonna be alright, but
no. You said you need to see the tape first, and you're not gonna see the tape until the season starts. So it's no he alright never. You said you need to see the tape first.
You're right.
All right then.
I try to slide it in there.
You really did.
Tight ends. Go ahead. Rate your tight end, Reedie.
Tight ends. Costin Yankoff. Zach Ertz. Who else we got? Ben Sinnott.
From death to start, or not started to death.
Who else we got? Who's other
Cole Turner? I guess.
Oh, Cole Turner.
Cole Turner.
No, he gone.
On this roster.
He's not on the roster.
Ben Sinnett.
Yeah.
Ertz, Bates, Sinnett, Yankoff.
Oh, John Bates. The $1 million man, the $1 million blocking tight end that got the bag for
for doing a quarter of a tight end's job.
I don't know. This is a tough one for me. I say I give it a C.
Yeah, you got to.
I have to because like nobody can stretch the field. Like who's stretching the field down the seams? Like who's running away from people? Like I was watching the clips from tight end U, and Kelsey was out there like telling them how to, stem people up and like do different things. And I'm just thinking about our tight end group is like we don't have that. Then they had it was another tight end. Who was he for somebody? He was out there running routes. He was looking. No. It was one of them other.
Conklin?
Yes, Conklin was out there looking good. He had no shirt on. I seen a clip on that.
Mm-hmm.
Was like looking like,
hold up,
he was a really good route runner.
I was like the chest like this.
I give it a C.
Yeah, I say a C minus as well because Ertz definitely surprised the hell out of us last year.
Yeah.
I remember when he was the first free agent we signed before free agency last year.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody, I was just like, what the fuck are we gonna do with Ertz now?
Old man Ertz?
Yeah, old man Ertz, like, what's gonna happen? And he definitely showed up last year. I expect him to be of similarity with that, have a similar year this year, but outside of him, it's a big question mark. Like Reedie said, he can't stretch the field. We're banking on Sanat to be able to do that, and up to this point, he's been pretty much a no-show. So we'll see. But after that, Bates is a blocker.
Yep.
Now, if they open it up and start giving it to Bates a little bit more, and he can hold on to the football and not fumble, then obviously that grade will increase. But I do think, and I don't want to sound so critical, because I do think that Zach Ertz is a serviceable tight end in this league. I just feel like he's on the downward of his career. So it's hard to really like even going into last year, if you would have told me that he would have had the year he had last year, I'd have told you were lying. So it's like, how can I run that back this year and say that he's going to have a great year if I couldn't do it last year? So, I'm just not extremely confident in him as our starter. Like, I feel like he's going to be okay, but is he going to be close to 1,000 yards? Probably not. No. Is he going to have 10 to 15 touchdowns? Probably not. So,
No, I think with this room, I'll probably go a C. But the way it's looking, it's going to look closer to a C minus. I'm going to give it a C. Ertz is probably going to give us at least 450, 4 touchdowns at the bare minimum. Just because Jaden loves to throw the smaller routes to his tight ends, and Zach was doing his thing, so I got to give him credit. I was a big believer in Benson coming out of the draft. That was one of the guys me and Adam and Neba had in our little scouting report on for the 24 class, and I was high on him. We drafted him. I liked it. It didn't help that we had a bajillion wide receiver 3s on the field. Zacchaeus, Noah Brown, Osborne, and he was throwing to running backs too. So Sinnott never really got scouted and put in the playbook like that. I think that's going to happen more this year. And then Yankoff is a UDFA signing, which I was like, all right, doesn't help. And then Bates is your blocker, so he becomes a 6th offensive lineman. It's at least a C, if not a C minus. I need Ben to have more than the one play he had in the NFC chip.
Yeah, man. I echo what you guys say, but I think I'm a little bit harsher in a sense. C minus. Unlike the running back position and to Reedie's point, the receiver position, to me, there's no true upside. Shoot, if we could have had Zach Ertz from Philly, I would love that. But he's freaking 34, 35.
Mm-hmm.
And he exceeded expectations, as you guys already echoed, immensely. 600 plus receiving yards was outstanding last year. If he can get half that, we can get 400, 500 receiving yards again, that's perfect. But I don't expect much out of him. So I'm not going to harp on him too much if he doesn't. It's what's behind him that I'm pretty much down on. Is Ben Sinnott going to turn into that Kyle Juszczyk that they draft him to be? What is him? What is he? He's a huge question mark heading into this year. The biggest surprise for me of the season, because they said John Bates they didn't just pay him all that money for his blocker tight end. They expected to have he's expected to have a much more role that is involving him in the pass game. That's my biggest surprise of the 2025 season for the Washington Commanders. If John Bates evolves, I think we're talking that one of the best tight ends in the NFL, because he's that good as a pass blocking tight end. So if he evolves to a pass catcher, I'm talking if he transitions and becomes a Sam Laporta, one of these guys that are known for being able to be prolific as a pass catcher, we're talking one of the best tight ends in the NFL, because he's already probably the best blocking tight end in the league. So if you add that to his game, John, what are you doing that for? It's not like I'm saying he is. It's not like I'm saying he is. What did I say wrong? If he turns
you think John Brickhand $1 billion Bates is going to become like Sam Laporta?
Listen, you're not.
You did say what if.
You're not hearing me. I said John Bates is the best blocking tight end in the NFL.
In the league,
yes, correct.
So if they said they did not pay him this money to just be a blocking tight end, to have a much more involved role into the passing tight end, I said if he turns out to be anything like one of these prolific pass catchers at the tight end position, he's going to be one of the best tight ends in the league because he's already the best blocking tight end in the league, probably up there with Travis Kelce, etc. So what? Like, I'm confused.
So this is what I heard. I don't think that under no circumstances he's going to be a Laporta or any of these other tight ends. Like at best, I feel like he can be a serviceable like tight end, like that can get some more passes and stuff thrown his way, maybe. But I think that's a big take to say like Laporta is like one of the better tight ends in this league.
Well, I get it. I don't think he's going to ever reach that level. But that was just kind of like the mindset that was the what if. That was the what if on the highest level, because I'm like, the way that they're talking about him being involved, like he already has one part of the game, pretty much down packed as to why he got paid. But they're saying he's going to supposed to be involved, and I'm thinking only from the simple fact of that's all we have for real to bank our head on, because there ain't nothing in the tight end position that's really exciting. I mean, Kosin Yankoff a preseason warrior, but like outside of that, it ain't really nothing that gets me excited about this position. So
yeah,
C-, man, but I'm probably harsher on it than anybody on the panel for real, because I don't see no upside to the position group.
Yeah, Bates is like our fullback. Hodag ain't wrong. He's basically our fullback. Just can't catch.
I mean, all right, Juan. Back for a little bit.
Back to me.
Offensive line.
O-line.
A+. I'm talking top 5 unit in the NFL. And then once I start to see other people that aren't Washington Commanders fans rank us inside the top 5, I'll say, I mean, not that I thought I was tripping to begin with, but to see other people say Washington as a top 5 unit kind of gave me the sense of comfort and reassurance that sometimes you need. I'm talking healthy. Sam Cosmi back in the lineup. You go out and you get two bookend tackles with Laremy Tunsil and Josh Conley Jr., Tyler Biadasz, or some of y'all call him Tyler Badass. He's a dog. And then left guard, Brandon Coleman, with the potential of him being really good. Even if he's not the starter, bro, we can go.
He better be the starter.
Don't name him.
Don't name the other guy. Your age going down to a B.
Listen. He better be. But
I can smell the
bench. My opinion, we got a lot of depth at that position. I'm talking Nate Herbert. I'm talking Andrew Wiley, maybe. I'm talking. Yes, I'm gonna say it.
You sounding better these days.
Tim McKay.
I'm gonna say it.
Exactly.
Nick out greedy.
Nick Martin.
He may not. Oh no, that's disrespectful.
Absolutely not.
Wes Martin though.
Nick Gates.
Nick Gates.
Oh my God.
Nick Gates was 24/7.
You better name no Allegretti.
Wes Martin. Oh my God. You'd have been better off saying Ross Pittsburgh at that point.
Hold on. Well, we're not gonna let you do that one.
What?
We're not gonna let you do that one, because I can go back in the files. You on record stating a case for Allegretti.
I am. No, that's what I'm saying. My point was that was disrespectful to compare him to Wes Martin. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
Putting him on the level of what Nick Allegretti may have not had the best season, but it wasn't.
We had worse.
Juan said, and I quote, Nick Allegretti is a starter in this league.
Facts.
I still think he's good. Yes. That's why I'm making the case. Obviously, Brandon Coleman is probably going to get the nod and the starter. But if Nick Allegretti has to start, I'm going to be chilling as a cucumber, bro. Cool as a cucumber. Y'all gonna be up here panicking. I think he's fine.
Juan said he don't understand why we're so hard on Allegretti. He's a starter in this league.
He's cool as a cucumber.
I'll be cool. If he has to start, I'm fine. I think this overall is a top.
I can't let him forget Andrew Wiley as well. He's one of the better.
Andrew Wiley. Yes, he outside the year when he came with Eric Bieniemy, he was horrible last year. He was so much better, and he's a guard in this league.
He's even better at guard. Yeah.
So he's even better.
But I feel like I said before, I feel like Jaden made him right a lot last year.
But he made everybody right. Michael Dieter literally hugged him and said,
He
"Thank you for
did.
making me right."
You get me right.
Like, hey, come on, bro. Like,
Yeah, okay.
man, the top 5 unit, regardless, starters. I will just go starters. 'Cause if we
Now,
go depth,
I'm with you. I'm with you. We
Okay,
have the
starters. Yes.
go ahead,
yeah.
John.
But no,
What you
even
thinking, John? Not
You
the
don't
best.
want
no, no, I'm good. I was gonna say, even if we go depth, I'm talking A++. We got our depth is the best it's been in years. Like,
facts.
let's
Facts.
go, bro.
Yeah. I think I'll go if fully healthy. I'll agree with Juan. Currently constructed, I give it an A-. I need to see how this thing gels. I need to see if Coleman can produce as a guard at this level. Because I remember when I was live on IG for that third round, they said Brandon Coleman tackle. I said, this motherfucker was a guard at TCU. What you talking about tackle? He was a guard. So I got to see what he can do on the interior. I got to see what the I don't know if it's going to be Herbig, Benchy, McKay, whoever is taking the place for Cosme at right guard.
Undrafted free agent, right?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Whoever's taking
He got some guaranteed money.
1 second. I can't let this go because I'm afraid. You said you got to see what Coleman could do at guard. I thought you was the master of. Oh, I can see that. I can see that. I thought that was your shit. But go ahead. My bad.
I gotta be wrong every once in a while. I gotta see how it all gels. But when fully healthy, everyone's on their A game. I'm with Juan. Top 5 unit in the league. Other teams are saying it. Other team fans are saying it. Currently constructed with Cosme out, with Biotish here and there. You got the injuries. I got to see what Coleman can do on the interior. I'll go A-, but all in all, I'll give it an A.
I'm going B for now. And with their reevaluation, once we get to see what Mr. Connolly Jr. does, and get to see what Mr. Cosme brings back to the table. But Tunsil and Mr. Badass are just going to be electric. And I think Brandon Coleman is going to eat with how great the two guys beside him are. So I'm like I said, I'm started out as a B though.
I'm gonna go B range. I'm gonna give it the B range between the B, B-, B+, and that range. For all of the factors that you guys have already mentioned. But I do like Juan's point when fully constructed, on paper, definitely looks like a top 5 unit in this league. From right to left with Connerly, Cosme, Biotish, Coleman, and Tunsil. Looks like they're going to be pretty damn good. But we don't know, they're saying Cosme is ahead of schedule on his recovery. So we don't know. But I'm not looking to see him until like the trade deadline. So I don't know. I don't know who they're going to plug and play. But as Juan alluded to before, our depth is insane. We have some of the best depth that we had in years, coming in. And I'm curious to see what Herbig can do because I'm hearing that he was a starter at one point in this league. He got injured. So I mean, everybody's just immediately saying it's going to be Wiley or it's going to be somebody else at that right guard position. But shit, it might be him at that right guard position. Until a Cosme comes back from injury, things of that nature. It's just good competition all across the board for starting positions on his offensive line, which will help us compete with Philadelphia, the Cowboys, all of these other teams that are kind of big up front in the trenches that we're going to have to see. New York Giants with these outstanding defensive lines, etc. So for those reasons, I'll give it that range of a grade. I can't give it a B. I can't give it a B-. I'm gonna just give it a range. It's gonna fall somewhere in between there. So I'm just trying to play it safe.
All right. All right. I like
Defensive
that.
line.
Defensive line. Are we doing D tackles and ends, or are we just calling it one line?
One unit.
One unit?
Reedie.
Defensive line wise, I feel like we'll be like a B+ as it relates to stopping the run. Pass rush wise, strictly defensive line, not no added help from linebackers or nickels or any of that. I'm not quite sure. I feel like we didn't go out and get a true pass rusher that we needed to go. We needed an edge rusher that was on our needs. What grade did I give it? I give it a grade yet?
Not yet.
Well, you said the stopping the run B.
Yeah, stopping the run. So overall, I give it I guess I got to give it a C+ or a B, somewhere in that range. If you add them together. But strictly stopping the run, I feel like we're going to be much improved because just the pure size that we added to that, you don't have no choice but to stop the run, especially like at the nose and the 3 technique and all of that. So I think we'll be better. And then Kinlaw, he's a huge human being. You can move him all over the place, wide 9, all 3 technique, 5, all up and down the line of scrimmage. So for that reason, I have to give it that, just because of strictly not having a true pass rusher.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with B-, C+. We got to see what this committee that they're talking about, how they gonna pan out. I mean, we did bring in a few guys. I mean, we brought in Eddie Martin. We brought in,
or no, Jacob Martin, Eddie Goldman.
I keep saying Eddie Martin, Eddie Goldman, Jacob Martin, Dietrich Wise.
Kinlaw.
So this is like a lot of mid. I'm just keeping a buck. It's a lot of fucking mid. The only name that stands out to that is what's his name? Wise. That's the only name I've really heard.
Dietrich Wise.
And he had some pass rush ability when he was with the Patriots. But outside of that, like, you ain't never heard of Wise before?
Hell no. That's
I heard of Wise. No, I heard of Wise when he was with the Patriots.
I've heard of yeah.
No, I mean, I'm not much, but I mean,
not much. Yeah, very, very slim.
Yeah, so
you might have heard of him because you played a game. That's why you heard of that.
Maybe, but you know what I mean. So go ahead. I mean, so all in all, it's a wait and see game with that D line. You know what I mean. I was on record of course, wanting a guy in the draft, wanting to trade for Trey, even getting desperate and saying go get Vaughn. However, so I still think we don't have a true pass rusher. And I mean, they've actually been talking about with Louisville. They've been focusing on him really rushing the quarterback. Yeah. He's been working with Kerrigan, working on his pass rush skills. So, they don't plan to just make him, remember before last year, he kind of rushed every now and then. They really seems like they're trying to make him maybe that third down guy. So we'll see. But I think all in all, yeah, I'm gonna stay in that B- C+ range until the verdict comes out. Because I mean, I didn't mention the Cleveland Furrows and the Dorrance Armstrongs.
JJB.
They a little step over mid too. So it's a whole lot of mid in that room. Got like an 8-pack of mid.
8-pack of mid is what?
Yeah, you got 8 mid defensive linemen. Like, this is crazy.
Buy one get one free on mid around here. Apparently,
I'm telling you, mediocre. Mediocre is what my man called it.
Mediocre.
That
ain't half bad. I might have to steal that. That ain't half bad. I'm going C+. Like I've got my guys, and like I've been a little bit of a fan of Dietrich Wise. I know what he did in New England. I've been higher on JJB, Javonte Jean-Baptiste, than other people, and we're all relatively high on Newton just because he came into the season injured, came to the draft injured, got injured in training camp. Like it was never healthy, never got on the field. It was injured. Oh, if he's on the field, cool. So with that being said, it's like a C+ C kind of thing. We might get margin. We're going to get better on the run. We did about the same, if not got worse on the rush. Like you said, mediocre, mid, C+. I gave it like a 77% effectiveness. It's mid.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it quick because outside of the additions that we had to the interior in terms of stopping the run and shutting down Saquon Barkley and all these guys, pass rush is still a big major current concern for me as well, outside of what I think Frankie Louvu can provide, and hopefully Jacob Martin and maybe Javonte Jean Baptiste. But other than that, and other than the interior additions of Javon Kinlaw and everyone else you already named, I'm not that high on this group, so I'm gonna just go ahead and see, make it quick, because I know fellas, it's late. I ain't gonna wrap y'all up no more.
So what grade did you say?
See,
See,
Fair. See,
once we
next
bring
up,
in Trey Hendrickson at the deadline, that'll probably boost it up.
next up linebackers, Juan.
Jordan McGee, I might gotta go get that jersey now.
58.
That's
Come
my
on.
man right there. So Frankie Louvu, dog, we already know. Bobby Wagner,
For the record, you might have to get that customized.
might gotta get that
I don't
custom.
think
He gonna
so.
change his number.
No, I don't think they sell those.
I'm checking it right now.
The other day. It's up there.
It's on the site.
I'm checking it right now.
I stand corrected. My
It's on
bad.
Fanatics.
Nah, but
No shade at Jordan, but I didn't know they was in the
I could see. I can't. Once
were
he
in production.
establishes himself, I could definitely see him changing his number. Not gonna lie.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm high on this linebacker room, man. I think the three starters that we have, and Louvu and Bobby Wagner, and the only reason why I throw Joe McGee in that conversation as the starters because they expected him to be a starter last year, which is so
It is.
unfortunate that he got hurt. So that's the reason why it didn't necessarily pan out for him. But they think highly of this guy. So that's why I'm already, even though I watched him a little bit last year in his college tape and stuff like that, that's why I was high on him. But just having the confidence from the coaching staff as well, that's what gives me the feeling that he's gonna be really good. And obviously Kane Madrano as well. Another a UCLA Bruin, and he's back with Ken Norton, and Adam Peters is a former UCLA Bruin as well. And he wanted Ken Norton to draft him. He seems hungry, seems excited to learn, ready. So I definitely,
You made it yourself.
I definitely think that group has potential to be really good. So I'm gonna go D.
I'm a little high. I'm gonna go B plus A minus. One of the best linebacking room we have had at least in a decade. One of the best linebacker rooms we've had in a minute. Not to mention, we still got Dom Hampton. We still got Nick Ballore on special teams. I was high on McGee last year. I ate krill this past year, but me and Juan are gonna be eating good after we get these McGee jerseys. Wagner going to the Hall of Fame. Louvu basically going to become Ryan Kerr, another version of Kerr, going to just rush off the edge. You've got McGee. You've got Madrano. You've got some of the UDFAs from this past class that were Madrano's teammates, and they were dogs at UCLA. So I'm going B plus A minus. This is one of the best units, if not the best unit on our team.
Yeah, I'm going to second that and go B plus. I definitely like the addition of Madrano, adds that speed to a room that lacked it, especially with the injury to Jordan McGee and Dom Hampton last year. Man, I do think, Louvu being moved around and kind of, being let free will wreak some havoc. And also I feel like that Bobby Wagner is just going to be solid again. Hopefully they don't get him in any passing downs. We have to cover anybody, but in reference to stopping the run, filling the gaps, and making short tackles, he will be there for sure. So I'm going to go B plus.
I'm going to go B. For the reason, like you guys said, Frankie Louvu, Bobby Wagner. I do like the addition of Kane Madrano, the speed, because I feel like we need sideline to sideline speed. Somebody that can kind of like stretch the field. You kind of keep more linebackers on the field, covering tight ends, and he has the ability to do that. I feel like Jordan McGee as well as Dominique Hampton are poised to have a better season and show us a little bit what we saw last year. I'm curious to see. And then, John, you just reminded me like the Nick Ballores of the world and all of the others, if we're talking about strictly linebackers, how they add to the special teams component. And that is technically a part of the defense. So we can't gloss over that. We have to acknowledge that. So for that reason, I give it a B.
On the back, Reedie.
Cornerbacks.
Corners.
Want to group that all together?
Cornerbacks, I give it an A- for cornerbacks. I feel like Trey Amos coming in here with the confidence in himself and just everything that I've seen thus far. I'm a believer. I'm a big believer in Mikey Stanford still. I'm a big believer in Noah Igbenogany. I'm a big believer in Jonathan Jones. I'm a big believer in Marshawn Lattimore. I think he's poised to have a breakout season again in this league as he's healthy. I feel like he has a chip on his shoulder. He has a lot to prove. All of the naysayers, and he told me that by his comments last year, like he's seen, what was being said about him. So for those reasons, I feel like one of the better position groups that we have on this team is our secondary. In those corners, I feel like we have ample amount of depth in that room as well. If we could stay healthy, I feel like the sky's the limit for that group.
I'm going to give it an A+, with the expectation that Marshawn has a bounce back year. If he doesn't, I still think it'll be like an A-, B+. One, for the simple fact that I love the Trey Amos edition. Of course, a guy that could have went in the first. We
should have
snagging the second. That AP said if he was, what did he say? There was he said they would if Connerly wasn't there at 29, they would have drafted Trey Amos. So I truly believe him on that. Trey Amos they've had nothing but great things to say about him. I like his demeanor. I like his swag. I like his. It's his presence.
It comes off like a cornerback one.
Yeah, he just got that aura. Dancing in camp, just highly confident. I think he's the right guy. Mikey, Jonathan Jones is going to be a hell of an addition. To have Jonathan Jones as your third, fourth corner, I think that's fantastic.
Yep.
You still got some guys behind them that's still in the mix, i.e. Noah. Reedie mentioned the other day, I don't know if it was Cypress or one of the other corners.
Yeah, Fentrell Cypress.
Yeah, I think it was one of him or one of the other corners. Right?
Carlin Vigors, Robert McDaniel.
They're saying them guys are having good camps as well.
I didn't even mention them.
Yeah, so I think the cornerback room is deep. So I'm definitely, I'm gonna give it an A+, A- pending Lattimore. Because I feel like even if Lattimore don't step up and be what we want him to be, our cornerback room will still be good if these guys stay healthy.
Yeah, I'll go A- because the simple fact that we haven't seen a fully healthy, fully locked in, fully mentally with the team Lattimore yet. We saw what Lattimore did last season. Came in injured, not in the right mental, not in the right physical. And I said this when we traded for him. You got to give him the offseason to get dialed in. So I'm gonna go an A- with that. With the addition of Trey Amos, which was my favorite pick, and Big Herb is gonna keep killing me for that, but it is what it is. Vigors, McDaniels, Igbenogany, Cypress, all great additions. Lattimore, or not Lattimore, Sanders and Amos being the Fro and Chill duo. I'm high on that. Giving it an A- as of right now.
Yeah, so I kind of echo all y'all, man. I'm that high on the cornerback room as well. I think I know this is probably my second time saying it tonight. I said it with the offensive line unit, but I'm gonna say it again with the cornerback unit. I think the Washington Commanders have an opportunity to be one of the few teams to have a elite cornerback trio. I know how I felt about Mikey coming in. I still am high on Marshawn Lattimore and think he'll get back to his old self. And Trey Amos, I think worst case scenario, if Marshawn Lattimore doesn't pan out, Trey Amos is going to turn out to be that cornerback one that Emmanuel Forbes should have been, or somebody else that we spent the high capital on. So I definitely feel like the cornerback room. I feel like the cornerback room is definitely top to bottom one of the best and on the team. And it's just crazy how just a year ago we had such horrible players at that position group, but now it's one of the strong suits of this team.
Yeah, and like the last main position group, safeties. Ooh, right back on you, Juan.
Yeah, so safeties, man, this is a tricky one because on one hand, I'm super high on Will Hurst. I think worst case he'll be just like Jeremy Chin. And Jeremy Chin, looking back at it, wasn't that bad. Could you do better than Jeremy Chin? Can you do better than Will Hurst? Of course.
Yes,
But
but you can do a lot
I
worse.
I I think he's going to be damn good. I think considering the fact that you got less money you gave to Jeremy
Yep.
Chin in Las
Chin.
Vegas, and you got him for one less year, you can get equal, if not more, production. I think he's gonna be damn good. Quan Martin,
And he's younger too.
yeah, Quan Martin, Joe Witt Jr. said he's holding him to the standard of he can be the best safety in the NFL. That's high words, but I'm sure we already seen the potential of Quan Martin. So about can he put it all together for 17 games and some? I'm still pissed off at Quan Martin for not turning his goddamn head around in that wild card game because he should have had an interception had he
He
turned his
should.
head around.
Pick
Had
six.
my man
Yeah,
Marshawn looking wild against Mike Evans right
yeah.
there. But
But
nah,
he redeemed
um,
himself in Detroit.
yeah, he redeemed himself in Detroit for sure. Um, but other than that, who am I forgetting at the safety position in terms of depth? Jeremy Reeves,
Butler.
Percy Butler. I'm not gonna say this. The Percy
Dog.
Butler. I mean, coming out, they said he was supposed to just be a special teams guy. So I can't necessarily say that I'm disappointed in his outcome as what he, you know what I'm saying, is, because they said coming out of the draft he was a special teams guru and he's been really good at special teams. Jeremy Reeves, Joe Witt also, you can take this with a grain of salt, but we might be finally getting our answers to him getting more opportunities because he said he
Hmm.
has to find a way to get him on the field defensively. So maybe Jeremy Reeves get more opportunities defensively. But other than that, man, the safety room isn't that necessarily like that good on paper. It's just all about kind of wait and see approach. So I'm gonna go ahead and say a C for the safety room. I think it has the potential to be really good with the tandem of Martin and Hurst, but it's just kind of you gotta wait and see before we can prove that.
Okay. You said C. I'll probably go B minus. I think I'm a little higher on this room than some others. Will Harris, I think, comes in, brings the same energy as Chin, a little younger, a little cheaper, one less deal. But people from New Orleans were like, "Y'all got Will Harris already? Damn, I thought we kept him. All right, enjoy him." I have been high along with Rio from last year on Tyler Owens, Mr. Creative Player. Just I'm gonna preemptively pause. Big, long, strong dude who can get across the field in an instant. Should have played more special teams. That's why I preemptively paused, because I knew y'all were gonna kill me right now. But for an undrafted free agent, I can't complain with production. As long as he gets some field time, we good.
You lucky
I
we
give it a B
tired,
minus.
John. You lucky we sleep.
That too. Yeah, I give it a B minus.
I forgot about Tyler Owens too. Dang, they say he got
Mr.
the
Creative
potential to be
Player.
really good. Yeah, they say he
Yeah.
could. He at worst he'll be the special teams guy that was a fiend last year, but he'd get the opportunity to get on the field. He
Mm-hmm.
could be a gem too, but that was
6'2",
crazy,
ran
John.
like
I'm
a
sorry.
6 foot. That's why I preemptively paused. But it's like tell me a safety like 6'2", 220, ran a 4.4. Name me another safety who's running that tall.
He could Cam. Can he be Cam Chancellor? Like nah, man.
I mean, he can be better than Cam Curl.
Stop playing my math. I don't play about 3-1. Nah, I'm sure. That's my guy though, bro. Dang, I wish he was still here.
Yeah, me too, Juan. Me too.
That was my guy.
Yeah, this room is definitely tricky. I'm gonna go C. One, I mean, I'm not really, even though Joe Witt said Quan can be one of the best safeties in the league. To me, verdict stood out on Quan. I know he had a good postseason, especially against the Lions. That was pretty much like a breakout game for him. And I think he ended up getting like a fumble recovery or something against the Eagles or one of them other games. But I mean, he's not a bad safety. I just want to see him be more consistent. So we'll see how this year pans out for him. I would love to see Tyler on step in and get more burn. What I mean, especially if he can even step down to be the Buffalo nickel, or if it's hers, however they want to play it. I mean, I know they mentioned Madrano could potentially hop in there and be a little safety here
That'd
and
be
there,
insane.
so that may help us as well.
He's got
But
he's got the speed for a safety.
yeah. But the main three that I just named, Will Hurst, Tyler Owens, and Quan. You know what I mean? It's just a slight question mark for now. I would love to. I was high on Tyler Owens last camp. I feel like he had a great camp. I snuck up there a few days, like one time, I think like 3 days consecutively, and he stepped up, and you know what I mean, he showed flashes each time I was there. So definitely high on Tyler Owens again this year.
Yep.
But I mean, hopefully Revo can get a little burn. We'll see. But I mean, outside of that, it's really up in the air. Is there even another safety on the roster outside of them four?
It's those five. It's Will, it's Quan, it's Butler, it's
I forgot about
Revo,
Percy.
it's Owens, and like there's Ben Nickel, who was another UDFA last season with Owens, but he's pretty much in practice squad. Been
I actually heard some. I don't know if I was listening to 106 or seen some, but somebody was high on Percy, saying that, you know, I mean, he pretty much has progressed. He's grown as far as like his production and mentally, as far as, you know, learning the schemes and things of that nature. And they seem like, you know, he's pretty much progressed every year. So I've seen some people be high on him. So that's another question mark. We'll see. So overall, I give it a C.
I give the room a C as well. I'm a guy. I'm high on Percy Butler. I feel like he can contribute a little bit more defensively. Quan Martin, like you guys say, he just needs to be a little bit more consistent. He showed me that he can actually play it back there once he wasn't being asked to do so many things. Last year he just was kind of being the center field safety. So I thought he played that a little bit better. But he has to just trust his eyes and what he's seeing. He was in position. He was there. He saw it like in that Tampa Bay game. He just was a late reaction. I don't know why he turned around in that sense. Your heels are on the back of the end zone. Like, I don't understand how you got turned around. It wasn't no crazy route. It was a slant. Like, it wasn't nothing that was crazy over there. Like, your responsibility, like looking in the backfield, that's what happened. But I'm not necessarily sold on Will Hurst. Like, I know you guys are high on him, the guy coming out of New Orleans, but I don't know if I don't know. I'm taking a wait and see approach with him. Because I don't know. I'm not totally 100% sure. So we'll see. And for those reasons, that's why I give it that. I felt like we should have did a little bit more. We should have went out. We should have been buyers in the safety market and free
Justin
agency.
Simmons is still out there.
Justin Simmons, yeah. We've been saying, and not saying that Justin Simmons is the end all be all, but I mean, I just feel like it's the more talent you have.
Eddie Jackson still out there. Really
I'll take Justin over Eddie right now, just based on age alone.
He keeps saying with this Eddie Jackson because I was talking about contracts, and I was saying
that man was better than Cam Newton. I mean, I said Cam Newton. Damn,
Chancellor,
Cam Curl.
Eddie Jackson. Though,
yeah,
bro.
He said Eddie Jackson. He said it with his heart too. He's not even better than Eddie Jackson.
This ain't 2016 no more.
Like what?
When I made the take,
he was going through a list.
Eddie Jackson ain't been that good since Cody Parkey had the double doink.
All right, John, we don't want to hear that shit right now. We sleepy.
For real.
We still love you, John. I can't even keep count how many it was tonight, John. I'm sorry.
Like 7.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, overall, I think the team is a B.
Specialist, bro. We'll just all give it a C. We try to go home.
Yeah, I mean the verdict's out on Matt Gay. And we already know.
I'm about to go on a rant about that. I didn't understand why we paid Gonzalez and then turn around and cut him. Like I was pissed about that. Like I'm not saying Gonzalez is a top tier kicker in this league or whatever. I would rather have him, but I'm just saying like the numbers are comparable. Like if you look at the numbers, the pure numbers, I mean, he was a little bit better. What was it? The
longer field
goals or something like that.
Yeah.
But as far as overall makes and all of that, they were similar, but we'll see. They were sold on him. I thought we had a better shot when the kicker we had last year at training camp. I forget his name.
And they gave him a fully guaranteed.
Austin Cyber.
No. The kicker we had that.
Brandon McManus.
Yeah, McManus. Like I was high on him.
Didn't he end up going to Green Bay after that situation?
Yeah,
I guess guys
after the allegations.
I mean, yeah, Brandon McManus probably would have been good, but I can't be mad at AP and them for washing their hands clean with that situation.
Nope.
They ain't know.
Go get Tucker.
I second that. Oh, excuse me. Damn, that's not professional.
You want more? You want more allegations in Washington?
Tucker is washed, guys.
Washed? It's crazy.
Tucker can go tuck himself into the retirement home. I'll make that number 8.
He was missing like shit.
Respect. I don't even have the energy to fight it back with you guys.
I mean, that's the reason why he got cut. He wasn't productive.
Well, there's that.
He got cut because of the allegations.
I mean, we know that, but he also wasn't making.
It was his worst year
last year. Yeah,
bro, that shit happens, bro. He can't
That's 1 year out of 15 years in the league. Come on, bro.
Right.
Well, it coincides.
When it's not a Z guy, but I'm not gonna go on a rant right now. When it's not a Z guy, he has a short leash. He has a short leash.
I don't have any kickers on my Z guys list.
You need to take AD off your list. You
gotta be a segment. That gotta be a segment when we start the channel. Z's guys.
Z's guys. Yep.
Z's guys, man. First episode with your Corey Krosky
Murray.
Boy, don't let Krosky turn the fuck up. We ain't never gonna hear the end of that shit. I swear. Hey Juan, if he turn up, oh my god!
If he turns up, I'm getting a white, burgundy, and black jersey.
He's spending all the money.
Man.
You heard it.
And it's crazy because he just sees Gibby in him. That's why.
Hey.
Just go get you Antonio Gibson jersey, bro.
One thing about Z, once that motherfucker's off the team, I am not wearing the jersey. I was a big Jahan fan. I got rid of that jersey so goddamn fast.
I feel you too.
Giveaway bag.
I was his man. Z knows
my man.
Family personally. Like Z had like the
here we go.
Han.
I'll get you a signed Gibby jersey, $50 right now.
Nope.
I feel you because I haven't wore that Chase Young jersey since, man.
That Chase Young was also in the bag.
And I got the DeMatha Jones. I still ain't wear it. Throw that on away.
Reedie was like, yeah, man, I should get a. You think I should get? I forgot who jersey he said. Somebody that was with us for like a year. I'm like, hell no.
Fitzpatrick?
It was one of them.
Hell no.
Who was?
John disrespectful.
Who was it? It was somebody he trying to frame.
I'm getting ready to get
with it like a year.
Try and frame.
You said who?
Give me a Debo jersey.
If he went back to 19 and signed a contract extension, I wouldn't.
Debo gotta get a contract extension.
I might go pick me up a 12 jersey. That's how confident I am. He's gonna make this roster.
12 jersey.
Hey, go ahead and put my order in. I'll send over that cash out.
I'm gonna give me one to hang it up in Reedie Lounge.
Mm-hmm. That shit gonna say Reedie on it.
Not with number 12.
It's good. It's gonna have the front of it gonna be framed, but on the back it's gonna say Reedie. You gonna say, yeah, that's Gallup. As soon as Gallup trash, he gonna flip that bitch around. It's gonna say Reedie.
Someone walks in. Who is Reedie? That's me.
Yeah.
But it's been a great episode, fellas, man. I'm glad we was able to get together again another Wednesday to do this. If you haven't already done so, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notifications on all of our channels. And the Burgundy Breakdown channel is coming to you soon. We'll be having that content, and everything will be going up on there. So you need to, follow those pages, subscribe to those pages on Instagram, follow that page on Instagram, and then subscribe on YouTube. But for the Burgundy Breakdown, I'm Reedie.
I'm Zee.
I'm Jon.
And I'm tired ass Juan Gotti talking sports.
Now Juan about to do another video.
Juan about to be 7 videos.
He better go vlog in his car real quick.
When I'm going to work in the morning, Juan Gotti talking sports popping up. I'm like, bro, you posted this early?
Don't you sleep?
Yeah.
We out here, man. We out next week.